Hey, what's up, guys? Josh Castle, Versatile Trading, making a trade recap on SEII. Now, this goes back on May 2nd with continuing action, and the pre-market action is just a beauty. I will be going more in depth about what I see here, but I also just want to talk about the range, creating support and resistance lines, creating downtrend lines, buying positions, selling positions, just anything that could enhance your day trading because that's what versatile trading is here to do, being able to enhance your day trading abilities, cut down their learning curve, things that you would normally learn in about 7 months or through trial and error, you'll be able to learn quickly. That is my goal. That is what I want to do. Um, there are a lot of scams out there from people that don't know what the hell they're doing. They buy into this type of day trading hype. They create websites and they provide false information or shit that they learned from a 2-minute YouTube video, and that is just fucking unbelievable. Just be careful on who you learn from. If you don't like how I teach, I understand. I'm not really here to make money. I'm really just here to give back. Although, of course, charging money because if you're good at something, you shouldn't be giving away for free. You should be charging, especially if you're really, really good at something. And I'm not trying to build an ego. I'm not trying to be, um, I guess, cocky, but I know what the hell I'm doing. And you'll see in a bit. Now, this is on-demand trading. I do recommend that you get Think or Swim platform and do some on-demand trading on stocks. Now, this does have like a 2-day delay. So if you want to play something the day of, you're going to have to wait 2 days in order for it to be playable on demand. But it's very, very important that you study, that you practice real market conditions instead of just looking at charts like this. I want you to be actual trading, even if it's on demand. I want you to be trading. I want you to be able to feel how it actually feels. Because most of the time people just look at charts, then they do the first trade and they completely go, you know, ape shit on their account. They blow their account. So yeah, let me go ahead and just start. Just make sure you subscribe, tell your friends, get the word around. Versatile Trading. Follow my IG. You can follow my personal Twitter, Josh Castle. But yeah, I mean, I've been day trading for about 9 months now. It's incredible, 9 months, and the progress that I've built has all been through studying, through hard work, sleepless nights, maybe only getting 4 hours. There was a period, there was like a 3 month period where I only got about 4 hours of sleep a night, and I was just studying the stock market continuously. I didn't have anything to bother me. I had no friends, I had no family at the moment. I was just going through a rough time, but this has just turned out to be one of my greatest achievements in life, and it's something that I want to be able to give back in the form of knowledge, because knowledge is very, very important. So let's go ahead. Enough of my ranting. So SEII, what do I like about this? Low flow play, penny stock, of course, and it does a big jump, 330, 635. Double tops, I like the double top, and it continues with the sideways action, creating an influential support and resistance line, finally going down and closing, but uptrending post-market, uptrending pre-market, and making a recognizable pattern that we see here. Very, very recognizable. I love this pattern. Very fucking great. But yeah, here we go. Let's do some support resistance lines. So here's my resistance line. We're gonna do it on top here at the double top. I'm gonna do my support at the bottom where I have range. It's probably gonna be right here because we have a spike here with the pullback. It bounces. Here we have another bounce. Here we have a area where it gets congested, where it tries to hit that resistance area. It's not really close, but it does it. Here we have a bounce pre-market. So yeah, this is looking like a good support. So basically, if this goes below, I'm not even going to play it. First of all, if I try to short this, it doesn't have range. 381 back down to like 327. I'm not looking for those types of plays. I'm looking for those dollar moves. I myself, I don't normally trade penny stocks unless there's going to be movement like this. I typically trade stocks $10 to $40, anything that can make more than 1 point in the opening market. So I'm looking for that volatility. So now that I have my range set up, my high and my low of where this can go, oh, that totally rhymed. But I'm going to make another one. I'm going to make my midpoint. So here's another influential one. So it hits here, pulls back, but after the pullback, it spikes and then also bounces here. So we do have some influential points here. 3 candle bars kind of bounce here. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for bounces. I'm looking for areas where it's going to be congested as well. Here, this is sort of a pre-market high, although it's up here at 476. I don't really count that. It's just a thin one by itself. It's lonely. So I'm going to count this top one as my point. So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to pull back on these areas after it hits a spike. I want this to be my confirmation points where I will either scale in or scale out if I see weakness, that type of stuff. So after I'm done looking at that stuff, I kind of want to look at my year to date and just check out my price average on the movement. So again, 328, 656. Here, 740, 967. Here, 504, 857. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just trying to get the average. And then we got that big ass one from 420 to 1240. So that was huge. So on average, this is at least making 3 points on good days. And it's looking like it's heading up for a good day. First of all, hourly chart, getting thin right here on the post-market, pre-market, getting ready to go back to the 635. So we do have range. So that's why I like this. Now let's talk about the pre-market action after we talk about the range, the volatility that it has, the attention that it could be grabbing, the year-to-date technical that we have here. It definitely breaks the downtrend. I could make a downtrend line so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna start from up here though. So 1, 2, 3 points. So if it can stay above this purple line that I have here, which is my downtrend line, which it's just perfect on that support line, then we're good. If it goes below, then really there's no range to short it any lower than 261, so it's not even playable for me. I'm looking for big moves. I'm going to get rid of that line. As you can see, it disappeared. So that was a very, very accurate. Learn how to make these lines. I will be making a series explaining day trading education, cutting down the learning curve, doing things that work, all that stuff. All right, check this out. What do I like about this? Okay, pre-market action, right? It goes up, it bounces here. On this bounce, we have this pattern just happens way too much. Look at it as a gun, okay? Gun reference. So we got the handle, we got the barrel with the curl. With the barrel with the curl of MACD, and even the MACD is looking good. I don't know why I explain this, but blue crossing the green, the crossover, that's just how I've explained it all the time. If it crosses over and we get that positive momentum to the upside, the top zone, then this one is going to have no problem walking back up to that 578 or 584 mark. And then if it breaks out, 635 and potentially these other areas. RSI is also going to overbought. Overbought is good. Supply and demand's in play. Remember, we want buyers. We want people buying the stock in order to push it up. We want volume. We want liquidity in order for us not to get stuck in a trade. But here we go. We're going to have a downtrend break here. And that's really what forms the curl. So it breaks the downtrend here. This is like a loan zone. But if I was to pop out like a 5-minute chart, it would be a little bit better. So you see that? Okay. And then we're going to make another support line just in case it has trouble making its way up. We can possibly be ready for a W. Most of these stocks, they curl, they hit the top right here, or they hit the pre-market high. Probably just here if it's a W formation at 447, then go back down and bounce on the support and then really make that impulse move. So that's just a just in case line right here. But right now, I got my plan set. It's breaking the downtrend. What the hell happened here? I don't remember making that line like that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play on that on demand. We're going to go ahead and speed it up. This video is already at 9 minutes and 23 seconds. I want you guys to be able to see what I have to offer. All right. Just go back a bit. Now, I will be slow on the buying positions, but then just speed it up. Okay. So again, we got that morning pop. Now we're just going to wait for that pullback. Again, TD just does this type of shit where it brings those kinds of bars. But I'm already confident with this one. I'm going to size in, buy 2,000, buy another 500, and then I'm just going to scale in. This is a penny stock. I can buy a shit ton. So I'm going to scale in on the pullback at this influential resistance point, because then that's just letting me know that this still has room to keep going up to that 581 mark. All right. So this is sped up now. The market does not act like this unless it's a very low float play with lots of volume. Then it'll act something like that. But there's that pullback. Very big move to the downside, but that's why we bought here. But if you want to buy on the pullback, you kind of just want to wait for that consolidation or for that next candle bar to give us confirmation that it still has uptrend position. Now this is forming a flag right away. I can already tell because of the shape that it has. So we got the pull here, and then basically what we're going to want to see is a breakage. You want to make these as accurate as you can though. So kind of just connect them as much as you can. But we're looking for that downtrend break on the flag. If it can break that, then it's going to pull back on the downtrend line, continue on, probably make another flag, or just continue on up to the 586 area, which is our price target area. Now, what if it doesn't reach the 586 area? We definitely want to scale out to take profits. So I'm at 2,500. So I definitely want to make another influential line. So a resistance line, probably be right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 connections on these candle bars, even with the wicks. So 540. If it doesn't cross 540, if it has trouble crossing that 540 area, I'm just going to start scaling out. All right, so there's that beautiful flag that broke. So you guys can look at the 3-minute chart. There's that. Here's a line chart. Why do I use line charts? That's a big secret. I don't want to tell people yet. Stick around with Versatile Trading. You'll know all my secrets. But I'll show you another stock as well that has this pattern. That way you don't see that I'm bullshitting you. But this is just easy. This is textbook right here. So look at that. Clear MACD. Let me just zoom into this. But that MACD, just going to the top zone, RSI, sticking up here on overbought. Perfect conditions for uptrending conditions. All right, so there's that point we're talking about. So not having trouble, we're good. Of course, there's always going to be that backtrack on resistance lines, but if it can pass, we are fine. You guys are probably like, oh, he didn't make this trade. He didn't do this. He already knows what happened. You know, he already saw the action. Bullshit. You can say whatever the fuck you want, honestly. But when you got a strategy built in that's working all the time, no problem. Seriously. And I did make a trade like this, but I didn't even catch the long right here. I caught the W and the short. But I'm telling you, this is exactly what I would have done. But what was this, May 3rd? Let's see. That was Thursday. Yeah, I was looking at IMEI. That's the stock that went from $2 to 44. So, and actually even predicted it. If it held sideways action on that 20 mark, then it will go back up to that 44 mark, which it did. Post market on the second, and then pre market as well, and then it just went down. You could have shorted that shit with ease. Oh shit, I missed the sell point. But yeah, here's where you sell for sure. That was my plan. Sell on that mark. Right at that 586 mark. then you can go ahead and go for the scalps, go for the patterns. Now, why? Because this is where it double topped twice. So if I do see a pattern formation, if I do have eyes on this, which I seriously do, I have like 3 monitors and I have like 8 different charts on each monitor I'm just looking at. I thank myself for having ADHD because then I'm not always like looking at one thing. I have to be looking at multiple things. All right, so here's that when I'm talking about. You can see that W formation start. You don't really want to buy on that first one because it won't go as high. I mean, you can scalp it if you want, but first of all, if you're trying to scalp the first line that we have, chances are you're gambling because we want confirmation that something's going to happen. We, we always look for that secondary confirmation. So on that W, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for that bounce and for that midpoint where it bounces again on that support. And when it bounces at that support, I'll go ahead and buy and then sell at that resistance point unless it has more power to break out, which most of the time they do. But judging this one by the double top that it had the previous day, I don't think it will. I mean, unless it does something like this, or goes from 583 to 635, but that was on the downside. That must have gotten halted or something because it just jumped. But okay, there's that. So breaks the downtrend. So that's the first formation of a W, and it's gonna go midpoint, probably to this influential flag that we have here. Little tiny ass flag, but it still works, you know. Let me speed up the time real quick though. I think this W formation takes a long ass time. So it looks choppy, but I can pull up a 2-minute chart so you guys can sort of see. Man, my internet is failing. What the hell? Come on, I want to show my trade. All right, here we go. So again, just move the support line, improvise. It looks like it's holding it down there really nice. So there's that bounce on the support. So I can go ahead and start. Now this is a scalp, so I will size in a lot, depending on the liquidity as well. There's actual volume, like lots of volume, and I'll go ahead and buy shit ton. But right now I'm just watching my size because so far, I don't know, we can go more. Damn, hella missed the 523 mark. That's all good. See, that's how you don't buy the spikes and kind of wait for the pullbacks. Or else you'll get scared like this when you see that red. So a really nice arch that we have here. Continuation up to the resistance line. And then what do I like about this W formation is that the MACD, these red lines are fading from the downtrend momentum that we had going on here. And also RSI starting to pick up again. Now it's not in the perfect position to actually see this break out unless it bounces, but I don't see this MACD bouncing at all. Oh, this is a big ass spread. There we go. So again, I'm not gonna get greedy. I'm just gonna sell as soon as it touches here. Even if it breaks out a little bit, I'm not even gonna hold. Because again, not in the perfect, doesn't have a perfect setup, doesn't have enough volume to keep pushing it up. Double top from previous day, I'd rather be safe. Right, whatever. Here we go. There's that. Then let it continue on. As it fails to turn this resistance line into a support, then we'll go ahead and short this down. And we'll size in on this one. Probably with 500 and then add on the second confirmation as well. But so double top from yesterday, that is why I want to short this one. I do have my risk in mind as well. Never forget your risk. If it passes a certain point, if you lose a certain amount of money, then just get out. Just don't hold on to it. Unless you know it's coming back on the bounce or something like that. I mean, cut your losses smart, but also cut your losses quickly. All right, so there's that extra confirmation. It just keeps getting weaker and weaker. Now, I don't normally just all go in, but this, again, double top from previous day, failed. Here, having lots of trouble, fell. That's why I'm just adding shares. Yeah, commission fees, but I don't want to go 2,000 and then just get squeezed. Rather just do step by step by step. Plus, with the amount that you make, you're covering your commissions. But here's a bounce that's going to happen on the support. If it's a quick bounce that just goes straight up, a couple cents up, then you can either scale in or go ahead and scale out if it continues. But sharp moves or sharp bounces are typically ones that still have continuation on the downside if you're shorting. Now, this was to consolidate and kind of curl up, and yeah, this is switching back to the resistance. But something like this, like just look at this. Especially with the MACD looking like that. And yep, boom. Look at that. Then it's going to try to make its way back to this resistance point. Then it's going to fail and then just keep moving down. Now on the short side, this has room down to 416. I'm going to start covering here. Yep, you're done. $62,000. 6,270, not 62. But yep. So again, let's take a look at this. Continuing action from the previous day. Okay. We make our influential lines, support and resistance, high to the low. You can do fib lines, whatever, but I like to just make my lines on areas that are very, very extremely influential, where we have a lot of pullbacks, bounces, and congested areas. So I got my target area. This was my target area, and a secondary plan to keep playing this stock, because after the first big move, there's always a secondary move. It's not as big, but it's either like a W, a downtrend break with a little scalping opportunity, and then you can just short it back down to the downside, depending on how the stock plays out. Judging by this on the double top, you can definitely short this one the next day if it does something like that, which it did. So again, love the pattern, breaks the downtrend, MACD, curling up, crossing over. So yeah, just buy here, minimum risk. Long it down to the 581 price target area. Here we have a flag. Bounces on that support, W formation, scalping opportunity. Buy some shares there and start your short here. Simple. Learn how to trade like me. Learn how to spot trades like this. Learn how to know what to look for. Just subscribe, follow me, follow the Instagram, and you will be surprised on what you could learn. Thank you so much for watching.